Hey brother, I've got an interesting topic for you today. Maybe you've read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill at some point. Napoleon Hill popularized the idea of manifestation, which has become very, very popular. Over the years, I've gone back and forth with some of these ideas and concepts. Is manifestation bullshit? The short answer is no. Absolutely not. However, there is a lot of misinformation out there, and there are a lot of practices that are bullshit without a more foundational understanding. No matter how much you meditate on particular objects, no matter how many mantras that you repeat day after day, most people don't actually believe that they are worthy of the things that they think that they want. For example, there are men out there who are very handsome, in very good shape, but at some point they were severely obese and they lost 100 pounds. A huge part of them still feels like the fat kid. They still feel like that kid that was bullied in middle school. Manifestation is directly tied to your awareness and the inner healing that you do. Healing the parts of yourself that don't believe you're capable of bigger things in this life. You have to slow down, take a few steps back, address the wounded child, address the past version of yourself. You take 2 steps back in order to take 1,000 steps forward. This is why, over the last couple years, really all I've put my attention on is healing as much as possible. And it takes a shit ton of courage to do that. Some of the most externally masculine men on this planet don't even have the courage to go within and face those wounded pieces of themselves. It's too painful. It would actually be easier for some of them to get into a brutal street fight, getting stab wounds, getting their jaw broken, than it would be for them to sit quietly alone in the room and do the work that it takes to address all of the wounds. Yes, there are people out there that have a lot of monetary wealth. They have a lot of objects. But at their core, there's this need to constantly accumulate because there's something missing. There is a void within them, and that is the whole and healed version of themselves. Paradoxically, what tends to happen is when you do this inner work and you heal and you learn how to be at peace with yourself, regardless of what season of life that you're in, you naturally start to get excited about goals. There's a part of you that starts to wonder, what can I create? What would be enjoyable for me to create? What are avenues that I can contribute to others to make this world a better and more interesting place? The more whole that I have become from doing the work of inner healing, the more I have manifested things into my life that I've always dreamed of. Countless creative projects that I'm proud of, businesses that are growing. My dating life improved tremendously. My physical health has even gotten better. And I don't just mean lowering my body fat percentage and gaining muscle. I'm talking about I rarely ever get sick anymore. A lot of physical ailments and illnesses, even certain chronic diseases, come from a place of trapped emotion that has been sitting and has been lodged in our bodies since we were little kids. I know a lot of this can sound very spiritual and out there, but it's true. Slow down, learn to meditate, learn to journal. Maybe plant medicine is calling out to you. It's not for everybody. But if you're meant to do that in a healing, ceremonial type of way, you will know. If there's any question, then don't do it. It's the idea of taking a few steps backwards so you can take 1,000 steps forward. I know it's hard to imagine, but if I gave you $1 million right now, it would absolutely alleviate some of your suffering. What it would really do is distract you from it. You might be on cloud 9 for a month, maybe 3 months, but that low hum of anxiety, grief, sadness will slowly creep its way back into your awareness until it's dealt with. And when you have a level of peace and you have a level of contentment within yourself, then there's really no limit to what you can do. But what will actually happen is you'll find that your desires will shift. It'll no longer be like, how great would it be to have $1 million with a Bugatti and a bunch of random girls to sleep with? You become very in tuned with your heart. Yes, your heart. A lot of men are completely absent of the heart level of things. But when you allow yourself to tap into that, then you start to actually know what you want. A lot of men don't know what they want. Their so-called desires are a product of the content that they consume. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wealth or enjoying external objects and external success, but the degree of which you can enjoy those things is very limited until you do the work within. It's an inside job, and then you start to tap into your potential. Creating this YouTube channel, making these videos has become effortless to me because I'm just being myself. You are experiencing the healed version of Ryan, who is here, who wants to give, wants to contribute to society, and maybe alleviate a little bit of your suffering in this 10-minute video. When I was unhealed, I couldn't think about other people. I couldn't think about genuinely wanting to contribute and give to others. And there's two sides of the coin. Yes, you get better at giving, but then you also get better at receiving. That's a universal law of balance, learning how to both give and receive. If you're constantly taking and keeping, you're going to be miserable. If you're a martyr and all you do is give of yourself, even at the detriment of your own health, mentally, physically, spiritually, you're going to be miserable. Neither of those extremes are actually loving, and neither of those extremes are actually healthy. Do the inner work, whatever it takes. Begin to heal. Let things come up to the surface. Let yourself cry those tears of grief and tears of loss that you've never given your permission to release. I know that there's a chance that you found your way to this video after a long red pill content binge. A lot of those teachings will keep you trapped in victimhood. Women this, women that, female nature, hypergamy, the world is against men. Take your attention off the external for a time. Go within, and your perception of reality will change. You'll start to see the world through a different lens. You'll see the beauty in things. You'll realize that everybody is doing the best that they can with the level of consciousness that they're at. A new level of authenticity will start to come out of you, and women will find this attractive. There's going to be something different about you. They won't know why they're drawn to you, but you'll actually be able to perceive the deeper parts of them as well. You'll start to see the wounded little girls who never got attention from their father, and a degree of compassion will start to be cultivated in you. And no, you won't be a little bitch nice guy, because you'll still have a degree of strength and self-love in addition for love for others, and that's where the balance is. The sky's the limit. Once you start healing, you're going to have more clarity of what you actually want in this life. And it might be to have $1 billion business. And then you can start working towards those goals from a place of excitement, enthusiasm, and creativity. And there's no longer that feeling of, I'm not worthy. I have to prove something to everybody. I have to prove to myself that I'm worthy. You can certainly reach some goals like that, but man, it's gonna fuck you up in the long run. And your experience of this physical life is gonna be diminished, even if you have all the money and all the women in the world. Those top, wealthy, self-improvement or red pill guys will not tell you this. They will tell you, oh, you make $10,000 a month? Well, you've got to make $100,000 a month if you want to sustain your level of happiness. Oh, you make $100,000 a month? Now you need to make $1 million, otherwise you're going to feel like shit. And that's their reality. They're not lying to you. That is the reality that they are tapped into, and it's a fucking nightmare. They just don't realize it. There's no rest. There's no peace. There's only separation. But when you realize and you start to heal, you realize the oneness of things. Again, I know this video is not for most of you. And if you've been watching a lot of red pill content and you found your way here, I think it's just going to be a very small percentage of you. But that's who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to the one who's watching this, who might be feeling something on a deep level, because this is your indicator that it is time to start evolving. It's time to start growing past these things. And that doesn't mean letting go of the external results forever. I love getting in great shape. I love interacting with women. I love building goals and watching my finances increase. It's a lot of fun. But if all that shit fell apart, there's a foundation that I have of grounded healing that's come from the work that I've done over the years. And nobody could ever take that away from me. And it makes the process of everything else so much more enjoyable. And just know that along the journey, every small pocket of healing, every little tear, every small thing that you forgive and release matters. You're this much closer to stepping into the power to create the life that is in alignment with your truest desires, the desires that are in your heart. They're there for a reason. They are unique and individual to you. I know it's very easy to feel alone with these types of things. And if you've made it this far in the video, I just want to tell you that I have started a community. It's called the Conscious Men Community. This is the type of stuff we talk about. We delve into deeper spiritual things, inner healing, and we still talk about external stuff as well. We talk about cold approaching. We talk about making money, losing weight, and getting in shape, but none of it is from a place of guilt and shame. It's all from a place of excitement and enthusiasm and just wanting to enjoy this process of life. If that interests you, click the link in the description. Check out this video next if you'd like. You are loved, you matter, and you've barely scratched the surface of what you're capable of. I'll talk to you soon.